Section 158. Janamejaya said, when Yudhishthira heard that Bhishma, the high-souled son of Ganga, foremost of all wielders of weapons, the grandsire of the Bharatas, the head of all the kings, the rival of Vrihaspati in intellect, resembling the ocean in gravity, the mountains of Himavat in calmness, the Creator himself in nobleness, and the sun in energy, incapable of slaying hostile hosts like great Indra himself, or showering his arrows, was installed till his removal by death in the command of the Kuru army on the eve of the great sacrifice of battle, terrific in its mien and capable of making one's hairs stand on their hands. What did that mighty armed son of Pandu, that foremost of wielders of weapons, say? What also did Bhima and Arjuna say, and what too did Krishna say? Vaishampayana said, when news was received of this, Yudhishthira, endued with great intelligence and well acquainted with what should be done in view of dangers and calamities, summoned all his brothers and also the eternal Vasudeva to his presence. And that foremost of speakers then said in a mild voice, make your rounds among soldiers and remain carefully, casing yourselves in mail. Our first encounter will be with our grandsire. Look here for 7 leaders, for the 7 Akshonis of my troops. Krishna said those words of grave import, which noble of the Bharataris is behoveth thee to utter on an occasion like this, have indeed been uttered by thee. Even this, O mighty armed one, is what I also like. And therefore that be done which should be done next. Let indeed 7 leaders be selected for thy army. Vaishampayana continued, summoning then those warriors eager for battle, with Drupada, Virata, and that bull of Sini's race, and Jashtadhimna, the prince of Panchala, and King Drishtaketu, and Prince Shikhandi of Panchala, and Sahadeva, the ruler of the Magadhas. Yudhishthira duly appointed them in the command of his 7 divisions, and above them all was placed in command of all the troops that Jashtadhimna, who had sprung from the blazing sacrificial fire for the destruction of Drona, and Dhananjaya of curly hair was made the leader of all those high-souled leaders, and handsome Janardana, endued with great intelligence, he who was the younger brother of Sankarshana, was chosen as the guide of Arjuna and the driver of his steeds. And beholding that a very destructive battle was about to take place, there came, O king, into the Pandava encampment Alayudha, accompanied by Akrura, and Gada, and Samba, and Uddhava, and Rukmani's son Pradyumna, and Ahuka's sons, and Charudeshna, and others, and surrounded and guarded by those foremost warriors of the Rishni race, resembling a herd of mighty tigers, like Vasava in the midst of the Marutas, the mighty armed and handsome Rama, attired in garments of blue silk, and resembling the peak of the Kailasa mountain, and endued with the sportive gait of the lion, and possessed of eyes, having their hands reddened with a drink, came there at such time. And beholding him, King Yudhishthira the just, and Keshava of great effulgence, and Pritha's son Rikodara of terrible deeds, and Arjuna the wielder of Gandiva, and all the other kings that were rose from their seats, and they all offered worship unto Alayudha as he came to that place, and the Pandava king touched Rama's hands with his own, and that chastiser of foes, Alayudha, in return accosting them all with Vasudeva at their head, and saluting respectfully both Virata and Drupada, who were senior in years, sat down on the same seat with Yudhishthira. And after all the kings had taken their seats, Rohini's son, casting his eyes on Vasudeva, began to speak. He said, this fierce and terrible slaughter is inevitable. It is without doubt a decree of fate, and I think that I cannot be averted. Let me hope, however, to behold all of you with your friends come safely out of this strife, with sound bodies and perfectly hale. Without doubt, all the Kshatriyas of the world that are assembled together have there overcome. A fierce melee covering with a mare of flesh and blood is sure to take place. I said on to Vasudeva repeatedly in private, O slayer of Madhu, on to those that bear equal relationship to us. Observe thou an equal behavior, as are the Pandavas to us. Even so is King Duryodhana. Therefore, give him also the same aid. Indeed, he repeatedly soliciteth it. For thy sake, however, the slayer of Madhu regarded not my words. Looking at Dhananjaya, he hath with his whole heart been devoted to your cause. Even this is what I certainly think, is that the victory of the Pandavas is sure for Vasudeva's wish. O Bharata, is even so. As regards myself, I dare not cast my eyes on the world without Krishna on my side. It is for this that I follow whatever Krishna seeketh to achieve. Both of these heroes, well skilled in encounter with the mace, are my disciples. My affection, therefore, for Bhima is equal to that for King Duryodhana. For these reasons, I shall now repair to the Tirtha of the Saraswati for ablutions, for I shall not be able to behold with indifference the destructions of the Kauravas. Having said this, the mighty armed Rama, obtaining the leave of the Pandavas and making the slayer of Madhu desist from following him further, set out on his journey for the sacred waters. Thus he ended section 158 in the Saina-Niryana Parva of the Udyoga Parva.